If you're looking for a place to satisfy your sweet cravings while learning how to make your own desserts, you can do it all here in this quaint cake shop in Bonifacio Global City. And since I like my sweets both yummy and pretty, I'm jumping into the unicorn bandwagon with these adorable cupcakes. I'm super excited to make this beautiful cupcake for today with none other than Jel of Swell Sweets Cake Lab. Hi, Jel!
Hi, Bianca.
Okay, so what do you start with?
Okay, well, everything starts with the measurement. Measure all the dry stuff and measure all the wet stuff. So you need a cup of flour. Next, we'll put the sugar. This is unsweetened cocoa kasi we're putting
Sugar.
There are two measurements. One is 1/2 and one is 1/8. People sometimes say that it's difficult to bake, but I disagree.
Ako, I don't cook. I find baking so easy because everything's measured. Jel worked in TV production before she ventured into the baking business.
When I was a researcher, I produced a segment on a home baker. So after producing that segment, I kind of decided, I said, oh my gosh, it's so interesting.
I see we have 3 more ingredients
Yeah.
before I continue our chikahan. 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, and then 1/2 teaspoon salt. Ta-da!
I think that's all the dry.
Yes. Why do you put salt?
Salt brings out the flavor. Baking soda and baking powder make your cupcake rise. Mix everything until everything looks like it's
Pantay na
combined
pantay. Mixing production work and baking was Jel's initial plan until it became too challenging to do both.
Either I would mess up in the baking part if I had some editing to do, or I would not be able to finish if I had to finish a cake.
A question I often get from a lot of young people is, how do you know when it's time to take the leap from a regular job as an employee to pursuing your passion as a business?
For me, it was purely a gut thing. When I left, it wasn't super well thought out. Part of it was impulsive, but it was a long time coming. And I could feel already that it was something I needed to do.
Okay, so now we move on from the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients.
This is full cream milk. It's 1/2 cup oil. If you notice, there is no butter in the recipe.
Right.
This makes it more moist.
Okay, 1/2 teaspoon vanilla. Why does it smell like alcohol?
Because I made it. It's vodka with vanilla pods. We submerged them there.
Okay, and then 1 egg beaten.
So just pour the wet in the dry, and then I'll just hop over and measure your 1/2 cup of hot water.
That is also a new ingredient that I've never seen in any of the cupcake or cake recipes.
I asked some older bakers, and they said you put the hot water last to make sure it's like your last measure so that there are no lumps in the batter.
Swell Sweets Cake Lab started as a home-based online business in 2010. At the same time, Jel took decorating and baking classes, wherein she also taught kids during the summer.
That was one of the main reasons I wanted to have a shop in. It was to do my workshops with kids. I felt like it would be more exciting if they did it in a place that looked like a real kitchen.
Right.
So that the kids could come here and they knew that it was a safe place to experiment and to play. Okay, this is ready for baking.
So this will bake at how many degrees?
350 degrees for around 70 to 20 minutes. It really depends on your oven.
Swell Sweets also holds workshops for adults, but for those who'd rather eat than bake, you can order customized cakes for any occasion. We're done with our, our base, our super moist, super fluffy chocolate cupcakes. And now Jel will teach us how to decorate it.
I've kind of pre-kneaded your gum paste. You just have to make sure that your hands have some shortening on them. Because gum paste and fondant are sticky.
Okay.
So that they don't stick to your hands.
Let's see. A bit better.
This is the beginning of the unicorn horn already. All I have to do is just to twist it. To make it a genuine unicorn horn, it has to be gold. You can hand paint it, but I feel like it comes out really more polished when we airbrush. This time, we're going to roll out the ears. We're gonna roll out the gum paste. So there, you have an inner ear and then you have an outer ear.
And here comes the fun part of putting buttercream icing on our cupcake.
Ta-da! Cute, cute. This is called confetti sprinkles. That's it. You just have to insert the horn and put the ears on the sides, and that's a unicorn already.
I'm super happy. I can't believe I was able to make this pretty little cupcake. It's such a fun activity. I can already imagine doing something like this with my daughter. Thank you, Jill.
Thanks, Bianca.
Yay. Okay, we're gonna make more cupcakes now.
Up next, because the rains are in full swing, these are your must-have furniture items for the great outdoors.